Morning class. Today we are doing the next topic, sexual reproduction in plants. So in this module you will learn how sexual reproduction takes place in the flowering plants. So now in this animation you can see that sexual reproduction in plants occur with the formation of seeds, and in most plants you can see that flowers are the most beautiful part of the plant. And now after this we can see that flowers change into fruits which have seeds in them, and flowers are the reproductive part of the plant. So now we will study the structure of flower in detail. Now we are discussing the parts one by one. Firstly, we will discuss the flowers that contain both male and female reproductive parts are known as bisexual flower. For example, hibiscus, or you can say China rose. Okay, flowers contain both male and female reproductive part. As you can see here in this animation, pea and China rose are the example of bisexual flower. If I am talking about unisexual flower, unisexual means some flowers possess either the male or female reproductive part. Such flowers are known as unisexual flower. So for example, like corn, cucumber. Now I am talking about stamen and carpel. Stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. If we are looking the structure of the stamen, you can see the upper part is known as anther and the thread-like structure is known as the filament. And on the anther there is pollen grain. Now carpel. Carpel is the female reproductive part of the flower. Now you can see the upper part is known as stigma, then tube-like structure that is known as style, and the swollen area is known as ovary. Now you can see in the swollen area inside the ovary there are ovules. Okay, you can see here these are the egg cells. Now what is the process of sexual reproduction in plant? Now you can see the male gamete and the female gamete, and when both will fuse together then zygote is formed. Now here you can see the pollen grain. Now this is the male gamete. Okay. Now here I'm telling you about pollination. So what is pollination? Pollination means the transfer of a male gamete from the stamen of a flower to the stigma of the same or the other flower. That is known as pollination. Pollination is of two kinds, self-pollination and cross-pollination. So we will study this one by one. First of all, I am showing you stamen stigma, how the pollen grain transfer from stamen to the stigma. Now see, this is a cross-pollination. Suppose you can see that stamen transfer from the pollen grain, transfer from the one flower to the another flower of the stigma. That is known as cross-pollination. And what are the agents of pollination? Agents of pollinations are wind, water and air. Now you can see the pollination, that pollen grain come on the stigma. You can see here in this animation. Then it will enter inside the style. Style is the female part of the flower. Now you can see that it will go inside the ovary. Now you can see inside the ovary, you can see the female gamete is there, and when the pollen grain, or you can say pollen sac, that is the male gamete, when both will fuse together then zygote is formed. And after this, after fertilization, zygote is formed when male and female gamete both fuse together. Now you can see that after fertilization zygote is formed, and after development embryo will be formed. Now after this you can see embryo will become seed, and the remaining parts of the flower wilt and dry. Now you can see in this animation, after this what will happen? This seed, you can see that ovule change into seed, and the ovary part will change into the fruit. You can see here these are the seeds. When we sow the seeds in the soil, then you can see that plant will grow. Okay, thank you.